front page of the New York Times today. It has obtained the full classified cable that the U.S. ambassador to Afghanistan sent just as the president was weighing whether to send more troops to that country. Those cables show Ambassador Carl Eikenberry was even more concerned than previously thought.
What this reveals, as did the Pentagon Papers, is that the president has been presented with a realistic picture entirely at odds with his forecast of a successful engagement of ours in Afghanistan. He has been warned. He's going ahead for whatever reasons of his own, in his judgment, ignoring those warnings. And someday we'll have the full Pentagon Papers of Afghanistan, and I'm sure they will look very like the Pentagon Papers of Vietnam.
There are similarities between my letter, or my reasons for resignation, and Ambassador Eikenberry's cables. Unfortunately, I think we've had 8 or 9 years of guys being good soldiers, guys doing the right thing, obeying following the chain of command and doing things the way military culture dictates it should be done, but only to be let down by our senior leadership. The mistrust in the Karzai regime, the lack of confidence in that regime being an effective and good partner for the United States, being a partner that will help with meeting U.S. strategic interests and goals. So that was clearly the most striking, or the most similar aspect of both my resignation and Ambassador Eikenberry's letter.
It was true in Vietnam that President Thieu never wanted U.S. troops to leave Vietnam, never felt that he had the legitimacy, support of the people that would be adequate to keep his own office without U.S. troops, in effect, like a presidential guard there, protecting him in office. The same thing is said about Karzai here by Eikenberry. We are hemorrhaging now expenditures in Afghanistan.
I mean, our purpose is to defeat Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda's not there. Why are we spending $100 billion a year to defeat a non-existent enemy? It's baffling, and it's disconcerting, and it's disappointing. You know, the problem with Afghanistan is there's no revenue in that country to support themselves. So when Karzai said a few months ago that he expects the U.S. to pay for the Afghan security forces for the next 20 to 25 years, that's fully understandable, because there is no revenue stream in Afghanistan. There's nothing that the Afghan government can sustain itself on in terms of revenue. So, yeah, sure, you can pay soldiers and national police more to get guys to join, but how are you going to sustain that? The Afghan government can't do it, and so are we looking to do that indefinitely?
I've been trying to speak to officials, current and retired officials, with the message, don't do what I did. Don't wait till the bombs are falling, and don't wait till the war has started before you go to the Congress and the press with not just your doubts, but with documents that support your knowledge that the public is being lied to. He would best serve his country, I think, by telling the Congress truthfully at last, being called back by Congress or volunteering to come back, being called back and defying pressure from the White House to repudiate these cables, but rather say they were and are my best judgment.